Super duper short video here. Very short day at work. I went in for a couple hours, not a whole lot to do. Came home, blah blah blah. Checked on my plants, and I learned something. I'm planting in Jiffy peat pellets, and if you don't know what they are, I can't even show you what they look like unused because I'm out at the moment. But basically, there's a little disc. It's maybe 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches wide, or round rather, by maybe 3/8 of an inch to 1/2 inch deep. And you soak them in water, and they expand up to about 1.5 inches, 2 inches tall, and maintain their diameter because of a little mesh encasement they're in. So anyway, you're supposed to soak them in water, preferably RO water or reverse osmosis water, to get them to expand, and then you can plant in them. Well, I've soaked them in solution from my garden, and every day I water the plants. Each one, every day, gets 2 of these, one in the morning, one at night. So it's controlled watering, and it's not just water. Again, it's solution from the garden. And I posted a video earlier this morning about the explosive growth of the seeds that I just couldn't understand. I'm not complaining at all, but I came home, checked on them, and the zucchini was huge. So just for S&Gs, I was kind of looking even a little closer, and I saw that there's roots poking out of the side of the peat pot. So I lifted them up and looked underneath, and there's a huge taproot coming out from underneath each one of them, as well as the peas. So I think lesson learned here, and I'll show you in a minute, lesson learned here, instead of planting stuff like zucchini and squash and peas in peat and then transplanting them, you may as well just put them in a cup of hydrogen or whatever your growing medium is, or media is, and put them directly into an aeroponic bed until you get a good taproot going. Then you can transfer them from there to wherever they're going, because you're just picking a pot up and moving it versus, you know, digging it up and maybe breaking some roots, blah 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 blah. So anyway, let me show you these plants. You have to forgive me here because I've already kind of lifted it up, and I wanted to be careful when I set it down because I didn't want to break any of the roots off. And in this video, I'll cut in somewhere maybe a picture, maybe a little film clip, a video clip of the previous video from this morning, so you can see the difference that just a couple of hours has made. But if we look underneath them here, look at those roots. Look at those tap roots coming out, and look at the peas. The tap roots on the peas. They're the ones all the way down on the bottom there, right? Oh my God, that's the zucchini there. Or I'm sorry, the yellow squash, which is not growing above, but it's got huge roots underneath. And then up top there is the cucumber. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the cucumber, the yellow squash, the zucchini, and possibly even the peas. I might hold off on the peas and go ahead and put them into an aeroponic bed, or I've got 3 cups in the deep water culture. Maybe I'll stick them in there, and I think we're going to scrap the celery anyway, so there's the space we needed, and we'll go from there. I think if we wait much longer in this system, they're going to end up dying, even though I said I wanted to kill them, but I was only joking. They're going to end up dying because I'm going to break roots transplanting. So, anyway, just wanted to share that. Alright, I wanted to a slightly better shot. See, an issue that I'm running into, it's got root that's growing through this webbing that the peat pellets are contained in. It's like, I don't even know what it is. It's kind of, I guess, it's kind of like maybe silt fence? No, it's very fibrous, kind of silky, maybe nylon-y. Anyway, the problem is the roots are growing through it. Alright, this is the zucchini, and 2 of them, I broke quite a few of the roots. I don't know if you can see it, but I broke quite a few of the roots, rinsing them off. These 2 actually. I broke quite a few of the roots, rinsing them off, and putting them in there. This guy, I managed to get it all off. and I broke 3 or 4 roots. This guy broke 2 roots, and I left kind of a clump on the bottom before I put it into the bed. So obviously breaking roots is not a good idea at this stage. So what I'm going to do is, maybe with one or both of these, is just wash the peat away and kind of invert this little basket that it's in, and plant the whole thing just like that without the peat. But the lesson here is that don't let the roots grow through this casing, I guess. I did not expect it to be this fast, to be perfectly honest. They've got to be a little bit more mindful. But that having been said, I am going to transplant these 3 cucumbers today, this yellow squash today, and all 4 peas today, because all of them have roots starting to poke through, and that's evidently not very good. So since we don't want any of that, we're going to transplant it today, right now actually, which is going to be interesting. I've got to make some room. Obviously we'll just kind of toss that celery because it ain't working. That'll give me, what's that, 8 more baskets. And I've got 1 more in there, so I've got 9 baskets, which is not quite enough. Maybe with the peas, because I've got a taproot on them. The peas have a taproot on them. It's about 1.5 inches. Maybe we can go ahead and stick them into here, because the water level in these is a little higher. If we push the cups down a little bit, it should be okay. I know that was just terrible footage. But we'll see what happens. And the other thing is, crap, I just realized I'm damn near out of hydrogen. So I got to get that figured out too. I'm going to have to get more hydrogen, and I don't think I have enough time to order it offline, so I'm going to have to break down and get it from the hydroponic store, which is going to be pretty expensive. But again, that, although it's very, very good, it's incredible growth, that is not good because you can't get this little net off. Now, if there is a way to get the little net off without breaking the roots, somebody, please let me know. Turn here so you can see it. Somebody please let me know so that I can do that. So I would really love to be able to do that. I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm transplanting a little bit early. But evidently these zucchini are pretty hardy little fixtures. So we'll see what happens. Mr. Tomato. Okay, so the process is simple, and I don't have a camera or a tripod or anything. I'm taking all this with my cell phone, which is why it all looks so crappy. But just kind of tear away this basket that goes around the peat, and then in a bowl of water that I've pH balanced, just kind of rinse off the peat, and you get this beautiful little plant with a beautiful little root structure. I've got them over here in the shade. I'll move the shadow. I've got them over here in the shade. You should never have the roots on direct sunlight. But on the right there, I've got the yellow squash, and on the left, I've got 3 little cucumbers. Put them back in the shade. I'm going to go ahead and get them into some hydrogen and into the garden right now. Alright, and this is what we've got so far. Got 2 zucchini down here. I put the yellow squash up here. 3 cucumbers along the back there. I still got tomato in here. I got to move him over into the aeroponic. And then I've got a single pea. I moved him. All of them have really huge taproots. I moved him just because he's got some leaves already starting. I'm not going to transplant the other ones until the leaves start to form. Just as they start to form is when I'll transplant them. I'm in a bit of a bind in that I'm completely out of hydrogen, so I do have to run and get more hydrogen, which I'm not very happy about. A friend of mine up the street may or may not have some extra hydrogen that he can loan to me, and I can replace it when I purchase mine, but we'll find out. I moved our tomatoes over here, ditched a couple of the celery. The tomato roots seem to be growing a little on the slow side of for the tomatoes. I don't know why. But hopefully once, now that the roots are really getting into the water, it should start to explode a little bit. I guess that's about it. I just threw a little bit more root enhancer and a couple more drops. I don't know how much a couple drops makes in a 50-gallon system, how much of a difference, but can't hurt, right? And I guess that's about it. Yeah, see these peas here, they don't quite have their leaves on them just yet, so I'm not going to transplant them. I'm going to hold off on this yellow squash here until it perks up a little bit. And the broccoli is also growing out the bottom, so I'm not, I've got to get that transplanted too, but again, I'm completely out of hydrogen, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, and real quick, I was complaining this morning in this morning's video about the peppers not doing anything, so I took this habanero here and I pulled it apart very carefully. And there is a seed in there, and it did germinate, and it is growing. It's just going slow. I think I did plant them a little on the deep side, but lesson learned. Today is full of lessons. I guess that's that's about it. So I think we're gonna hang on to these two zucchinis. These are the bigger ones, the two bigger ones. They're beautiful plants. We're gonna hang on to them. Just in case these two die, because these two I did end up breaking some roots on. See? And if they don't die, then got two zucchinis to give away. And same with the yellow squash. I broke some roots on that, so if it dies, I've got backup. If it doesn't, then outstanding. And I've got 3 cucumber already planted, and I've got one more that is popping up. So we'll have plenty of cucumber. Got a cute little sprout going on my spinach, I'm sorry. That spinach sprout's definitely done a little growing today. The iceberg is slow going. That's it. Live, love, grow, y'all.